Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep, Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the Giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the Unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
And thus rises the Unkindled champion. The introduction cinematic tells us of Lothric's Lords of Cinder, and their decision to abandon their thrones. The fire has to be linked, so the Unkindled arise. A nameless, accursed undead, they rise from a grave. The tone is set immediately. We start as nothing. We have a seemingly impossible task ahead of us. But right now, we have very little detail. Just awoke, we find ourselves lost and alone with only our knightly armor, shield and sword. The introductory area is nothing special. Messages on the ground teach you the controls. Initial enemies are fairly simple to fight, but it doesn't take long to get a sense of the combat system strength. It's very deliberate, accurate and crisp. Never feel betrayed by the controls. Buttons do what they're supposed to do, and animations work the way they seem like they should work. Even against these lowly undead, you understand the value of movement, dodging, blocking, circling around to backstab, parrying, riposting, and so on. Pulling off cool moves are rewarded with successful attacks and high damage. You learn that an intelligent, deliberate fighting style is the way to go. Against these initial enemies, you can probably try to brute force your way forwards. Go crazy, run up, hack and slash. You'll take some hits, but you should probably be okay. But this is not the case for the first real optional miniboss of the game, the Crystal Lizard. The message even says turn back. Again, you are not supposed to go here. This is something that's been in all of the Souls game. A very hard fight early on. Something you don't necessarily have to do. And here we also see one of the things that make it unique. The ghost of another person currently doing this. Alternate reality world from you, another game out there. So immediately the Crystal Lizard lunges at us. It's big, it's fast, and it looks lethal. It hits very hard. But if you've learned the fighting system, if you've understood the value of patience, using the shield to block properly, take the hits when you can, he's far from impossible. The stamina system, indicated by the third bar in the top left, drains as you use moves and regenerates very slowly when you're your shield up. Sometimes you need to let the shield down so you can regenerate it to be able to do further attacks in combo. Similarly, as he hits you when you're shield up, your stamina system also does down. You learn to balance these things, how much you can rely on your defense, how much you can save for attack. He can most likely kill you in 2 hits. This fight is all about avoiding getting hit, taking the hits when you can. Patience and skill gets you your reward. The bloodstains scattered about this little battle area are ways for us to see how other people died. Yeah, a shade of blood ghost. We see the movements they were making. We see fall. Obviously they were fighting the Crystal Lizard. This is a way for you to see how other people in the same area as you ended up dying. Sometimes that's just them fighting a monster, which can give you a clue that an ambush is on his way, or sometimes it's just funny seeing someone fall off. This is the first enemy that's actually taken us down some health, so we use our Estus Flask to replenish that. We have a limited amount of charges on that one, and they only replenish as we reach a bonfire, so we have to be careful. Finally we make it out of the canyon to see this gorgeous view. We are far away from these mountains. Where? We don't exactly know. But as we move up here, we find our first bonfire. The bonfires are our sanctuaries, our havens, our safe spots. When you light a bonfire, you get a waypoint and a checkpoint. Not only that, you can rest at the bonfire to replenish your Estus charges and heal up to full. We must move on. Soon, we approach a big open area inside this little castle ruins. In the middle of it all, a statue. Doesn't take a genius to figure out that something is going to happen here. As we take a closer look, the statue seems overgrown with something weird on its back, but we have a choice here to remove the sword, and so we do. So starts the first boss fight of the game. We have destroyed the heir of fire, received the coiled sword, restored ember. This has noticeable effects on us as a person. You can see we are now glowing, kindling, and embers. No longer are we the unkindled. We are light, much like this bonfire. From a purely mechanical standpoint of the game, you can see we are now stronger. We have higher health points, and not only that, but it opens up possibilities to summon phantoms. Finally, we reach the Firelink Shrine. This is our true sanctuary, our true home. We will be coming back here as we keep adventuring, find some sort of solace.
Welcome to the bonfire, Unkindled One. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end I am at thy side. Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
All these souls we've been gathering since the very start, that we've been rewarded with from defeating powerful monsters in it, is how we level up in this game. As the cost increases to increase each statistic, we notice how we can improve ourselves in different areas. Bigger attunement, endurance, vitality, strength, Dexterity, intelligent faith, and luck.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
This is how we get stronger. Gathering souls.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We Unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots. Don't you think?
So our quest has been detailed a little bit more. We must bring back the Lords of Cinder to Yorm the Giant of the Profane Citadel, the Watchers of the Abyss, High King Lothric himself, the last hope of his line.
O thou Unkindled, and a seeker of lords, I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corpse. This sad cadaver. No need to be coy. Have a closer look. Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be licked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a Colossus. Now, do not be away over long.
Finally, the 5th. Saint Aldrich. We now have our quest ahead of us. We know what to do, but we do not know where to go.
Ashen One, produce the coiled sword at the bonfire. The mark of ash will guide thee to the land of the lords, to Lothric, where the homes of the lords converge. Farewell, Ashen One.
May the flames guide thee. As the shrine bonfire is lit, the Firelink Shrine becomes our home. It's always available for us to come back to from any bonfire. From there, we can travel all across the world of Lothric. And on the high wall of Lothric is where we will begin. It is the land where the 4 Lords of Cinder's domain converge, and from there we will hunt them down and bring them back to the thrones so that the fire. This is how Dark Souls 3 starts. Very unique. It has a very different feel, almost sad, melancholy. There's more than just difficulty or fighting a cool boss in Dark Souls 3. There's a sense of mystery as you start up. You are immediately risen from the dead with no real idea of who you are and where to go. The introduction and cutscene and the dialogue with the people you talk to starts giving hints of what's to come. But really, to find out more, you need to seek out all kinds of unique items, as most of the lore lies in item descriptions, as you find souls, equipment, or anything in the game. More so than that, there's also tone. The Dark Souls series is almost bleak, depressing. Dark would be the obvious one. Everyone is near miserable. Everything's gone to hell. Corruption is set in everywhere. People have abandoned what they're supposed to do. And yet, you are the hope of many things. There exists this small chance that things will finally be set right. That you will become their light in the darkness. Thank you for watching the first episode in my limited Dark Souls 3 series. This is a game I like a lot, but that I felt that I didn't just want to do a straight playthrough of. So instead I'm going to try to have a few episodes centered around different areas and events in the game, talk about them, about the tone they give off, the atmosphere, mention the lore, and generally go over why I like it so much. This is a game I recommend strongly for everyone to try out, and part of that is I don't just want to record everything and throw it up there. This is a little bit of uncharted territory for me, so I don't know if this is exactly what I want to do. I don't know exactly if this is what you want to watch either, but you have to experiment sometimes. I don't expect there'll be a lot of episodes of this series. Hell, this might even be the only one. Anyway, thank you for watching. Till next time, goodbye.